A powerful Arctic blast has plunged the United Kingdom into a deep freeze this Monday, January 12, 2026, bringing widespread heavy snowfall, sub-zero temperatures, and significant disruption to the nation's infrastructure. The Met Office has issued multiple amber weather warnings, urging citizens to avoid non-essential travel as the country faces its most severe winter event in recent years. The cold front, which originated from Siberia and moved across the North Sea, began depositing significant snow late Sunday evening. By Monday morning, parts of northern England and Scotland reported accumulations of up to 30 centimeters, 12 inches, while even southern coastal areas, including Kent and Cornwall, saw a rare 5 centimeters to 10 centimeters of snow. In London, the capital was transformed into a white landscape, with iconic landmarks like Big Ben and Buckingham Palace shrouded in thick mist and falling flakes. While picturesque, the reality on the ground has been one of logistical chaos. National Rail has implemented emergency timetables across most lines. The East Coast Main Line and Transpennine Express have suspended services entirely in certain sectors due to frozen points and snowblocked tracks. Heathrow, Gatwick, and Manchester airports have faced hundreds of cancellations. Ground crews are working around the clock to de-ice runways, but visibility remains below safe landing thresholds. Travelers are advised to check their flight status via the Heathrow official website before leaving home. The M1, M6, and M62 motorways have seen multiple multi-vehicle collisions due to black ice. National Highways has deployed a fleet of over 500 gritters, yet many rural roads in Derbyshire and Yorkshire remain impassable. With temperatures plummeting to minus 12 degrees Celsius in the Scottish Highlands and minus 5 degrees Celsius in London, the UK's energy grid is under immense strain. The national grid has assured the public that contingency gas reserves are being utilized to meet the surge in heating demand. However, localized power outages have been reported in rural Wales due to heavy snow damaging overhead lines.
We got wind drifts galore.
Over 2,500 schools across England and Wales remained closed today, forcing a temporary return to remote learning for thousands of students. Local councils are providing updates on school closures through their respective official government portals. This is a significant meteorological event, said Dr. Helen Roberts, a senior meteorologist at the Met Office. We are seeing a blocking pattern in the atmosphere that is funneling frigid air directly from the Arctic. We expect the freezing conditions to persist for at least the next 72 hours. The Met Office warns of snow and ice hazards, highlighting the risk of injuries from slips and falls on untreated pavements. Vulnerable populations, particularly the elderly, are being urged to keep their homes heated to at least 18 degrees Celsius. Despite the disruption, Snowmageddon 2026 has also sparked acts of community spirit. Neighbors are seen clearing driveways for the elderly, and warm hubs have opened in community centers for those struggling with heating costs. Ensure elderly neighbors have sufficient food and medicine. If you must drive, carry an emergency kit including a shovel, blankets, a torch, and a fully charged phone. Monitor real-time weather updates via the BBC Weather Service. As night falls this Monday, the mercury is expected to drop even further. With more snow forecast for Tuesday morning, the UK remains on high alert, bracing for a week where the beauty of winter is matched only by its formidable challenges. Meanwhile, the Midlands region is currently grappling with one of the most severe winter weather events in decades. On this Monday, January 12, 2026, a relentless Arctic vortex has dumped upwards of 40 centimeters of snow across West and East Midlands, effectively bringing the industrial heart of England to a standstill. The Met Office has upgraded the weather warning to a red danger to life alert for parts of Staffordshire, Derbyshire, and Leicestershire, marking a historic escalation in emergency protocols. While snow is not uncommon in the UK, The intensity of this 2026 event is attributed to a unique convergence zone over the Midlands. Cold air from the North Sea met a moist Atlantic front directly over Birmingham and the Black Country. Meteorologists at the Met Office explain that the region's topography, particularly the Peak District in the northern Midlands, acted as a physical barrier, forcing the clouds to release unprecedented volumes of snow in a short 12-hour window. Temperatures in cities like Coventry and Nottingham have plummeted to -9 degrees Celsius, with wind chills making it feel closer to -15 degrees Celsius. The Midlands serves as the UK's primary transport hub, and the snowfall has triggered a domino effect across the national network. The iconic gravelly hill interchange, M6, in Birmingham saw hundreds of motorists stranded overnight. National highways deployed specialized snowplows, but abandoned vehicles have hampered clearing efforts. Birmingham New Street, the busiest station outside London, has suspended all services. Heavy snow has caused arcing on overhead electric lines, rendering West Midlands Railway and Avanti West Coast trains immobile. Passengers are urged to check the National Rail Inquiries portal for refund information. As a major cargo hub, the closure of EMA has disrupted supply chains. Flights are being diverted to southern Europe, and the runway remains closed until at least Tuesday evening. The workshop of the world has been forced to dim its lights. Manufacturing plants in Solihull and Derby, including major automotive sites, have suspended shifts due to staff being unable to commute and supply chain delays. The Department for Education confirmed that over 1,200 schools across Birmingham, Wolverhampton, and Leicester are closed. Students have transitioned to emergency remote learning protocols established during previous years. Parents can verify local closures through the UK Government School Status tool. The heavy, wet nature of the snow has caused branches to snap, taking down power lines across Shropshire and Herefordshire. Western Power Distribution reports that approximately 45,000 homes in the Midlands are currently without electricity. Emergency services are utilizing 4x4 vehicles to reach rural patients. West Midlands Ambulance Service has declared a critical incident, prioritizing only life-threatening calls. Residents are encouraged to use the NHS 111 online service for non-urgent medical advice.
I don't think they've snowplowed this bit.
In the face of the freeze, stories of local heroism have emerged. In the Jewellery Quarter, local businesses have opened their doors as warm spaces for the homeless. In the Peak District, farmers are using tractors to clear paths for emergency vehicles to reach isolated villages. Authorities have issued the following mandates for the next 48 hours. Do not attempt to drive unless it is a life or death emergency. Avoid using outdoor grills or camping stoves indoors for heat due to carbon monoxide risks. The cold weather payment scheme has been triggered. Ensure elderly neighbors have their heating set to at least 18 degrees Celsius. As we move toward Wednesday, January 14th, 2026, the Met Office predicts a slight rise in temperature. However, this brings a new threat: flash flooding. The rapid melting of 40 centimeters of snow combined with forecast rain could overwhelm the River Severn and River Trent. The Environment Agency is already pre-deploying flood barriers in Worcester and Shrewsbury. Meanwhile, the city of Nottingham and the wider Nottinghamshire County have been transformed into an icy wilderness as a historic blizzard, dubbed the Arctic Siege, continues to batter the East Midlands. With snow depths reaching an unprecedented 45 centimeters, 18 inches, in parts of the city center, and even higher in the northern reaches of the county, local authorities have declared a major incident. Since the first flakes began to fall late Sunday evening, Nottingham has seen a relentless accumulation of snow. From the historic heights of Nottingham Castle to the bustling Old Market Square, the city is unrecognizable. The Council House Clock Tower, usually a beacon of city life, is barely visible through the thick, swirling whiteout. Meteorologists from the Met Office report that a stalling low-pressure system over the North Sea is funneling moisture-rich air into the freezing continental winds, creating a perfect storm for the East Midlands. Nottingham Express Transit has suspended all services. The heavy ice buildup on overhead lines and blocked tracks between Old Market Square and Hucknall has made operations impossible. Maintenance crews are working 24/7, but constant snowfall is undoing their progress. For real-time updates, commuters are directed to the Net official website. Nottingham City Transport and Trent Barton have withdrawn almost all services. Steep hills in areas like Mapperley and Carlton have become no-go zones for large vehicles. The A52, Brian Clough Way, and the M1 motorway near Junction 25 and 26 are littered with abandoned vehicles. Nottinghamshire police have issued a stark warning: do not travel, you will get stuck, and you will put yourself and rescuers in danger. Services from Nottingham Station to London Street Pancras and Sheffield have been cancelled indefinitely due to frozen points and snow-covered signalling equipment. The Nottingham City Council has confirmed that 100% of state-funded schools in the city remained closed today. Many have shifted to snow day remote learning via digital platforms. Public landmarks, including the National Ice Centre, ironically closed due to external ice, and the Nottingham Contemporary have shut their doors. Residents can find a full list of service disruptions on the Nottingham City Council portal. The weight of the snow, described as heavy and wet, has caused dozens of trees to collapse onto power lines in leafy suburbs like West Bridgford and Woollerton. The National Grid estimates that over 12,000 homes in the NG postcode area are currently without power. We are dealing with extreme conditions where even our specialized 4x4 repair vehicles are struggling to reach the fault sites, said a spokesperson for the Grid. In true Nottingham spirit, the community is fighting back. Local mosques, churches, and community centers have transformed into warm hubs for those without heating. In Snayton, a group of volunteers known as the Snow Angels has been organized to deliver bread and milk to elderly residents who are trapped in their homes. The Queen's Medical Centre is currently operating on internal critical incident status. Ambulances are being escorted by gritters and snow-clearing vehicles to ensure they can reach the emergency department. Dr. Sarah Jenkins, an A&E consultant, urged the public, please, only come to the hospital for life-threatening emergencies. We are seeing a surge in fractures from falls on the ice. The outlook remains grim. The Met Office amber warning remains in place until Wednesday. While the snowfall is expected to ease by Tuesday night, temperatures are forecast to drop to a bone-chilling -11 degrees Celsius. This will turn the existing slush into black ice, creating even more hazardous conditions for the remainder of the week. Meanwhile, the idyllic rolling hills of Somerset have been transformed into a treacherous frozen landscape as a record-breaking snowstorm, part of the 2026 Arctic surge, swept across southwest England. Local authorities have declared a county-wide emergency as snowfall levels reached a staggering 35 centimeters in the Mendip Hills and Exmoor, areas usually accustomed to milder winters. The southwest of England rarely sees snow of this magnitude. However, meteorologists at the Met Office explained that a rare, sudden stratospheric warming event caused Arctic air to collide with a moisture-heavy Atlantic front directly over the Bristol Channel. This resulted in what locals are calling the Great Whiteout of 26. In cities like Bath and Wells, the historic architecture is blanketed in thick snow, while rural villages in the Somerset Levels find themselves almost entirely cut off from the outside world. The M5 motorway, particularly the stretch between Junction 21, Weston-super-Mare, and Junction 25, Taunton, has seen massive disruptions. Multiple jackknifed lorries have blocked lanes, leaving hundreds of motorists stranded in sub-zero temperatures. These low-lying areas are facing a double threat. Heavy snow is blocking drainage channels, raising fears of snowmelt flooding later in the week. Great Western Railway has suspended services between Taunton and Bristol Temple Meads. Snow drifts have covered tracks, and frozen points have disabled the signaling system. Travelers are advised to check the GWR Journey Tracker for updates. Located on the northern edge of Somerset, the airport has cancelled all departures and arrivals as ground crews struggle to keep the runway clear. The weight of the snow on overhead power lines has caused widespread blackouts. Over 20,000 properties across Glastonbury, Street, and Yeovil are currently without electricity. National Grid engineers are utilizing snowmobiles to access remote fault locations. In response, Somerset Council has activated a network of warm spaces. Community centers in Bridgewater and library halls in Frome have been opened, providing hot meals and heating for vulnerable residents. Residents can find their nearest hub via the Somerset Council official website. Every school in the county, over 250 institutions, remained closed this Monday. The Musgrove Park Hospital in Taunton and Yeovil District Hospital have cancelled all non-urgent elective surgeries. Emergency departments remain open, but patients are urged to only attend if absolutely necessary.